trusted by Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu anhuma to write the Quran and to compile the Quran. We say Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu compiled the Quran. Yes, he's getting all the reward for it because it was done by his order and the opinion of Umar radiallahu anhu. But the one who did it was Zayd bin Thabit radiallahu anhu. He did it during the Khilafah of Abu Bakr. And when Usman radiallahu anhu wanted to compile it in the form of one book, again he chose Zayd bin Thabit radiallahu anhu for the very same work. Did not change his opinion, and Sahaba did not change their opinion about who would do it. It was Zayd bin Thabit radiallahu anhu. About whom Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says in the hadith, afraduhum, that the person who has the best knowledge of inheritance in Islam, laws of inheritance, wasiyah and mirath, is Zayd bin Thabit radiallahu anhu. And he was the mufti of the people of Medina Munawwara, and in halal and haram, and especially in ilm al-mirath, in the laws of inheritance. So Yasar became the slave of Zayd bin Thabit radiallahu anhu. As I said, we don't have time to go into the details of laws of dealing with slaves in Islam. But Yasar is raised, and now he's staying with Zayd bin Thabit radiallahu anhu and having an opportunity to spend most of his time around Zayd radiallahu anhu. Later on, Zayd radiallahu anhu got Yasar married to a woman who was also a captive of war. And her name was Khayra. So Zayd got married to Khayra. Khayra was a slave woman, and she was under Salama radiallahu anha, the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So she had the opportunity to live with my mother and your mother, with the mother of mu'mineen, Salama radiallahu anha. Yasar and Khayra, they got married, and after some time they had a child. Salama radiallahu anha named the child Hasan. This young boy Hasan was raised in the house of Salama radiallahu anha, and in the laps of Salama radiallahu anha, he spent more times in the laps of Salama radiallahu anha than his own mother's laps, because she was busy with working, and Salama radiallahu anha would ask her to do the work, and she would sit with the child. Imam Dhahabi, Imam Ibn Hajar, all the scholars narrate that Salama radiallahu anha, many times as the child would cry and the mother is not around, and the child is at the age that he has to be only breastfed, so she would feed him in that manner just to make him go to sleep. That thing had its own effect on this child in future. And the scholars say that that was the reason and one of the main things that made this child Sayyidut Tabi'een, the leader of all the Tabi'een, Radwanullahi alayhim ajma'een. Subhanallah. Father is a slave, mother is a slave. They are captives of war. And the son is the leader of his time. The whole ummah runs towards this man to learn from him. And not only to learn from him, they just wanted to see his face and feel that we are blessed to see his face. If they get an opportunity to shake his hands, they used to consider themselves very fortunate for that day, that I was able to shake the hands of this man. He became the leader of his time. This is what Islam did for the slaves. For these captives of war, they are becoming the leaders of the ummah. Their children are becoming the leaders of the ummah, subhanallah, who are supposed to be slaves in future, but now they are not slaves, they are sayyid, they are leaders. And you'll be surprised to hear, inshallah, as we'll talk in our future sessions, most of the great tabi'een came from the very same route because they were raised, they became the captives of war, either themselves or their parents, and then they were raised in the houses of Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een and great Sahaba, and they finally became the leaders of the Ummah. This is how Sahaba raised them, and this is how they used to raise their people. This boy had a great opportunity as he grew up to be around Ummahatul Mu'mineen, because Ummahatul Mu'mineen loved this boy, they trusted this boy, and because they did not have a son, they needed someone around them who would do the work from one house to another, bringing things, taking things to others. This boy took that opportunity and started doing all of this work for them. Up to the age of 14, he was in Medina Munawwara. And he spent all of his time in the house of Ummahatul Mu'mineen, and especially with Salama radiyallahu anha. Then his parents, of course, they were set free by Zayd. Father set free by Zayd, and mother is set free by Salama radiyallahu anha. And they immigrated to Basra, and from there on, this boy was known as Hasan al-Bisri, Rahimahullah. As I said, he got the opportunity of being around those great people. When he was born, Umar radiyallahu anhu, knowing that how much Salama radiyallahu anha loves him, when he saw the boy, he made a dua for this boy. Allahumma faqihhu fid deen. Ya Allah, give him the understanding, deep understanding of this deen, وَحَبِّبْهُ إِلَىٰ خَلْقِكَ, and make the people love him. Hasan al-Bisri rahimahullah was master in all the Islamic sciences. People used to go and depend on his knowledge in all Islamic sciences. Because some of them specialized in fiqh, some of them specialized in tafsir, some of them specialized in hadith. He was in all of these sciences, and people used to refer to him for all of these sciences. Once a person went to Basra, which is part of Iraq, and asked the people of Basra, who is your leader? They said Al-Hasan al-Bisri. And he asked, Bima sadakum, how did he become your leader? What was the reply? How people were looking at it. The reply was, لِأَنَّهُ اسْتَغْنَى بِمَا فِي أَيْدِ النَّاسِ. Because he wasn't looking forward to get anything from people. He's not looking to get gifts from people, to get money from people, for people to come and stay, mashallah, because you are doing such a great service for the community. Here we will offer you this car, we'll offer you this home, we'll have for you this money, this gift. Istaghna bima fi aydin nas, he did not want from what people had. Wahtaja an-nasu ila ilmi, and people needed his knowledge.